10 WWE wrestlers who unexpectedly lost their stardom. Number 10. Enzo Amore, a superstar who talked his way out of WWE. Love him or hate him, you couldn't ignore him. Enzo Amore was one of the best talkers in WWE, period. His catchphrases were insanely popular. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud. And you can't teach that. But behind the scenes, Enzo was a problem. He was loud, controversial, and didn't always respect the wrestling business. WWE moved him to the cruiserweight division in 2017, hoping to make him a star there. He actually became cruiserweight champion, but then came the scandals. In 2018, WWE suddenly fired him after serious allegations surfaced. He was later cleared, but the damage was done. Since then, he's tried returning to wrestling, even doing a rap career. But let's be real, his career never recovered. Did WWE fire Enzo too quickly, or was he never going to last in the long run? Number 9. Dolph Ziggler, the ultimate what if. This one hurts. Dolph Ziggler wasn't just good, he was great. A guy who could steal the show every night. A workhorse who made every move look crisp, sold every hit like it was life-ending, and had the charisma to back it all up. So, why didn't WWE ever make him the guy? Do you remember April 8th, 2013, the night after WrestleMania, when Ziggler cashed in Money in the Bank on Alberto Del Rio? That crowd reaction was insane, one of the loudest pops in WWE history. For a moment, it felt like WWE had finally pulled the trigger on him, but just as quickly as he rose, he fell. Bad luck struck. A concussion sidelined him, and WWE used it as an excuse to pull back his push. He was never given a second chance. Instead of coming back stronger, he was shoved down the card, stuck in mid-card feuds that meant nothing. The cycle repeated for years. Ziggler would get one big win, fans would rally behind him, and then WWE would just move on. He won the Intercontinental and US titles multiple times, had great matches, and always delivered. But a proper world title reign, a real, sustained push, it never happened. And the worst part? He stayed for almost 20 years, waiting. Was Ziggler just a victim of bad timing, or did WWE never see him as a true wrestling icon? Number 8. Ryback. From Feed Me More to Forget Me Forever? Do you remember 2012 Ryback? The guy was a beast, crushing opponents left and right, looking like the second coming of Goldberg. The fans were on fire for him, chanting, "Feed me more," louder every single week. It felt like WWE had its next dominant superstar. But instead of becoming a champion, Ryback's push collapsed in front of our eyes. First, he got thrown into a WWE title feud with CM Punk. This could have been his moment, but WWE booked him to lose, over and over again. Then, they turned him into a bully character, which felt like a complete downgrade. Instead of wrecking top guys, he was messing around with jobbers. Backstage, Ryback started butting heads with WWE management. He wasn't happy with how he was used, and WWE wasn't happy with his attitude. And just like that, in 2016, he was gone. Since then, Ryback has tried to stay relevant, launching a podcast, teasing a wrestling comeback. But let's be real, that aura he once had, completely gone. Do you think Ryback could have been a top champion if WWE booked him better, or was he never meant to last? Number 7. Jack Swagger, a world champion who never felt like one. Let's be honest, when Jack Swagger won the World Heavyweight Championship in 2010, it felt weird. WWE clearly saw something in him. He was an NCAA wrestling champion, had the size, the skills, and even won the Money in the Bank contract. But the moment he cashed in, it felt forced. Fans didn't buy into him as a top guy. His character was bland, and WWE never gave him the chance to really connect with the audience. His title reign was forgettable. He had no major rivalries, no defining moments, just a champion floating around the mid-card. In 2013, WWE tried something different. They paired him with Zeb Coulter and pushed the We the People movement. It got some heat, but once again, WWE never fully committed to him. By 2017, Swagger left WWE, and instead of disappearing completely, he made a surprising career move: MMA. He won a couple of fights in Bellator and later found a second run in AEW as Jake Hager. But let's be real, his WWE days? A massive what if. Was Swagger's world title win a mistake, or did WWE just waste his potential? Number 6. Tyrus Brodus Clay, a monster turned joke. Imagine this. You're a massive, intimidating powerhouse with a scary presence. You're built up as a future main eventer. Then WWE says, "Hey, forget that. You're gonna dance now." And that's exactly what happened to Brodus Clay. At first, WWE teased his debut as a monster heel, a guy who would destroy everyone. Fans were excited. Then, he finally debuted as the Funkasaurus, a dancing, fun-loving character with a goofy theme song. At first, fans were confused, then they laughed, and then they stopped caring. The moment WWE turned him into a joke, his main event chances were over. He had a brief tag team with Tensai. Remember him? But after that, WWE released him. Today, he found success in political commentary and worked with FOX News. But as a wrestler, he never became the dominant force he could have been. Did WWE ruin Brodus Clay's career, or was he never cut out for the top? Number 5. Wade Barrett, the Nexus leader who never recovered. The Nexus invaded WWE. The leader? Wade Barrett. He had the size, the look, the presence, and killer mic skills. The way he spoke, you could tell. This guy was meant for something big. And then WWE sabotaged his momentum. He led one of the most dominant factions in WWE history, but in the end, John Cena buried them completely. Instead of letting Barrett shine, WWE booked Cena to single-handedly destroy Nexus. And just like that, their leader lost all credibility. Barrett later reinvented himself with the Bad News Barrett gimmick, which was surprisingly over with fans. But WWE pulled the plug on that too. He even won King of the Ring. But at this point, it was clear WWE saw him as just a mid-card guy. After years of injuries and stop-start pushes, Barrett left WWE. Now, he's doing commentary, but man, what could have been? Was Wade Barrett a future world champion who never got his shot? Or was he always meant to be a mid-card guy? Number 4. Mr. Kennedy, WWE's next big thing that never was. Remember, Mr. Kennedy? Or should I say, Mr. Kennedy? Kennedy! This guy had everything. A booming voice, crazy charisma, and a solid in-ring style. He was a natural talker, someone WWE could have easily built a brand around. Fans loved his microphone introductions, and WWE seemed to see major potential in him. In 2007, Kennedy won the Money in the Bank contract, and people were buzzing. He even claimed he would cash in at WrestleMania the following year, something no one had done before. WWE was clearly grooming him for a future world championship run. But then, disaster struck. First, an injury forced him to relinquish his MITB contract early. WWE had to rewrite their plans, and Edge swooped in to take his spot. Then, the controversies started. Kennedy's name came up in the WWE wellness policy scandal, which hurt his reputation. And the final blow? In 2009, he had a match where Randy Orton and John Cena weren't happy with how he worked in the ring. That led to WWE cutting him loose. After WWE, Kennedy had a decent run in TNA, Impact Wrestling, where he became a world champion. But let's be honest, he was supposed to be one of WWE's top stars. Did WWE give up on Kennedy too fast? Or was he never really as good as we thought? Number 3. Big Cass, the giant who fell hard. Standing nearly 7 feet tall, Big Cass had Vince McMahon's dream physique. WWE loves giants, and Cass was young, athletic, and improving. When he was paired with Enzo Amore, they became one of the most popular tag teams in WWE. Enzo did the talking, and Cass did the heavy lifting. But then, WWE split them up. This was supposed to be Big Cass's big break. WWE tried pushing him as a singles star, but something was missing. His matches were decent, but his personality, it wasn't clicking. Then came the backstage problems. He developed a reputation for having a bad attitude. WWE didn't like that. Injuries piled up, and before you knew it, he was fired. After leaving WWE, Cass struggled. He had personal issues and even battled alcoholism. But to his credit, he turned his life around and is now wrestling under the name W. Morrissey in Impact and AEW. Did WWE ruin Big Cass's momentum, or was he never really ready for the top? Number 2. Matt Riddle, a star who blew his own shot. Matt Riddle had everything: an MMA background that made him a legit fighter, a laid-back, cool personality that fans loved, insane in-ring ability. WWE saw big things in him. He quickly moved from NXT to the main roster, won the US Championship, and formed RK Bro with Randy Orton, one of the most entertaining tag teams in years. But then, it all fell apart. First, reports started surfacing about backstage issues, rumors of unprofessional behavior, heat with management, and problems behind the scenes. Then, personal controversies started to overshadow his career, and in 2023, WWE released him. Just like that, his momentum was gone. What's next for Riddle? Only time will tell, but right now, It feels like his WWE career ended way too soon. Did WWE give up on Riddle too fast, or did he self-destruct? Number 1. Alberto Del Rio. The man who burned every bridge. Now, this one is wild. WWE pushed Alberto Del Rio hard. And I mean hard. Alberto Del Rio wasn't just a world champion. He was a Royal Rumble winner, a Money in the Bank winner. But despite everything, fans never really cared about him. But something was off. Fans never truly connected with him. Sure, he had big wins, but his character lacked real depth. He was just there. Then, things got messy behind the scenes. In 2014, Del Rio got fired for allegedly getting into a backstage altercation. He returned in 2015, but WWE had no idea what to do with him. They paired him with Zeb Coulter in a weird Mex America storyline, and fans just didn't care. Eventually, he left again, and from there, his personal life became a disaster. Feuds with companies, legal issues, drama with Paige, it all overshadowed his actual wrestling career. Now, he wrestles for smaller promotions, but the aura he once had, completely gone. Did WWE overhype Del Rio, or did he destroy his own legacy with bad decisions? So we've explored the stories of wrestlers who had it all: talent, momentum, and fan support, yet still lost their spot. Some were victims of bad booking, some of personal mistakes, and others just had plain bad luck. But what do you think? Who deserved better? Who had their shot but couldn't keep it? Let us know in the comments. And if you love these deep dives into wrestling's biggest what-ifs, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. More stories are coming your way.